Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I have an absolutely epic trap Eldlich deck profile for you guys. Now this deck, with the introduction of King of the Sky Prison or Lord of the Heavenly Prison in the TCG, it's incredible. It's a lot better, and it was really good before, and it's even crazier now. So without further ado, be sure to smash out and comment down below what you guys think of my take on the deck, and yeah, let's get right into it. So first off, we're running 2 copies of Eldlich the Golden Lord. This card is broken. Basically, you should all know what this does by now, but in case you don't, you can discard it and a spell or trap from your hand to the graveyard, and then target a card on the field and then send it to the graveyard. This doesn't destroy, so sending it, this can out a lot of other cards that are, like, indestructible, per se. So double Eldlich, you don't want to run 3 copies of this card because that's a bit too bricky, and really 2 is more than enough. 1 copy of Dogmatica, Ecclesia the Virtuous. This card is really cool. I'm actually not running Nadir Servant in the main deck because I feel like it's more powerful in the side deck or just without it at all, because with a card like Nadir, you're going to be sending an end test or something like that, so it's really good going second, but going first, it doesn't have as much utility. Sure, it gets you to punishment, but what you're sending isn't high enough value. Like, you can send an Ignister, but that's just me personally. Obviously, you can definitely run 3 Nadir. It's an amazing card. But yeah, in the main deck, I was playing without it, and I found that I just like it a lot better without it in the main deck. But yeah, it's really cool. Definitely try out with Nadir without, see what you guys think, and yeah. Next up, we have 3 copies of Lord of the Heavenly Prison. Lord is an incredible card. Basically, during your main phase, you can activate the effect to reveal it in your hand and then until the end of the opponent's turn. And while it is revealed by that effect, set cards on the field cannot be disturbed by card effects. So this basically protects every single card over here from Harpy's Feather Duster and other annoying cards like that. Additionally, if a set spell or trap card is activated, then you can special summon it from your hand and then set any spell or trap from your deck to your field and then banish it during the end phase of the next turn. Now, this card is so broken because it literally gets you to any single card in your deck that's a spell or trap, so literally all of these for absolutely free, and gives you a 3000 body for just nothing, which is really crazy. Another cool thing about it is that it is a level 10, so you can make Gustav Max if you choose to run that in this build, which is very cool. You can definitely run that instead of like a Volcasaurus or something. But yeah, that's basically that. Next up, we're running 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. Extravagance is an amazing card. In a trap deck, you want to draw 2 cards over Prosperity, which gets you to 1 specific card, because drawing more traps is better than choosing a specific trap. Even though that can come up, drawing 2 cards is ordinarily better in this specific variant. 2 copies of Pot of Duality. This doesn't conflict, but yeah, Duality is a great card. You're not going to be special summoning anything other than Heavenly Prison, so yeah, that's pretty good. 3 copies of Scarlet Sanguine, 3 copies of a Conquistador, and 2 copies of Hawkero. I think that 3-3-2 is the correct ratio, because the thing is, you have your Sanguine, and the Sanguine summons 1 from deck, and you want to run 3 of this card because it sets your Conquistador, which is a pop, and then Hawkero is really only nice against specific matchups, so I think at 2 it is more than okay, and this is the least bricky version, I think. Also, I'm not running Eldlich because that card, while it's a decent card, the payoff is not high enough to justify running it. Next, we have 3 copies of Torrential Tribute. This card is game-ending, literally ends your opponent's turn. If you time it properly, they summon something, they're done. Torrential Tribute literally hits everything, and it doesn't hurt you even a bit. Next up, 3 copies of Ice Dragon's Prison. This card is incredible. Not only does it give you a free body, but it also gets rid of an opponent's body, depending on which effect you use, which is really crazy. 3 copies of Dogmatica Punishment. Punishment is an incredible card in this deck. It's literally always going to be a +2 or a 2-for-1 because you're popping 2 cards in exchange for 1, which is always really good because that card advantage is the most important thing when you're playing a deck that's a trap-based deck. 2 copies of Trap Trick. This card is suboptimal, but you do have to run it because it gives you 5 copies of Sanguine, which is very good. And then obviously it can search you your Torrential, IDP, Punishment, all that good stuff. So yeah, double Trap Trick, very good card, but at the same time it's not ideal because it can be a bit clunky because you can't activate other trap cards other than like 1 more for the rest of the turn, but it is pretty cool. 3 copies of Solemn Strike to go with our 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. This card is the best going second trap and going first trap, and Judgment's the best going first trap by far. These cards together, they're so good, and I'm not running Border in this list because I realize that, like, I don't think I really need it because you're running on Lord, and that kind of conflicts, but yeah. These cards are just incredible. We'll run 3 of these. Finally, for our 1 Floodgate, we have 3 copies of Gozen Match. You can also run some limit, but Gozen Match is incredible. This format, it hits so many different decks, like Sword Soul, and of course Flunderies, not to mention like Live Twin even, and stuff like that, which is really cool. 1 copy of Imperial Order. We run 5 spells, and none of them are even continuous or field spells or anything like that, so IO is just incredible in this deck. Onto the extra deck, 3 copies of Elder Entity, Entes. Entes is a free pop, and it's literally just amazing. You need to run 3 copies of this card, especially with Extravagance in case you banish it. 1 copy of Wind Pegasus. This card is suboptimal, but obviously it is pretty nice because you can target a card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. If card you control is battle or destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect. So if you don't have anything else to pop with punishment, you're going to be sending the Adaginister, so you pop 1, and then you have more protection for later on in case you don't want to Entis anything immediately. 1 copy of Titaniclad. In case you go into punishment, you can send Titaniclad, and then in the end phase, summon your Ecclesia, search 1, or just search the Ecclesia. So yeah, this basically makes punishment a 1-card engine that replaces itself with Titaniclad. 3 copies of Link Spider. Obviously, you can send your traps to the grave, being Hakrero and Conquistador, to the grave with Link Spider, and this card is incredibly important in the deck. Additionally, it is pretty cool, just as another like monster you can use to get rid of something, and then you just have another like name on board. So if you have like 2 Conquistadors, you can link 1 off, and then you can make Phoenix, even though you'd probably be making Pallades. But yeah, Link Spider is a pretty cool card. Run 3 of this, especially if you're running Extravagance. 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix, 1 copy of Unicorn, obviously generic staples because we can. 1 copy of Axis Code Talker. There's so much space in the deck that, yeah, you can literally run whatever you want. You can cut this even for Gustav Max, as I was saying earlier. Gustav Max is pretty good too. 1 copy of Line of the Light Charmer. Line is just really good. A ton of lights in the deck, so just reviving a light from your opponent's deck is amazing. And then also, you can run this card when it comes out. You can run a Dark in the deck as well, so I would say you can cut like 1 Link Spider or Pallades for Dark, which is the same thing as Line, just it revives a Dark from the graveyard. So this card's incredible. So these 2 cards are just very good, not to mention the artworks are just great. And then yeah, for the Exiza monsters, Pallades is an amazing card. Obviously you can bounce anything. Volcasaurus is more of an optional card, so this card is amazing in time, which is really cool. But yeah, it's like, do you want to run this or not? It's up to you. 1 copy of Gustav Max, obviously. Yeah, burn for 2,000. You have a ton of level 10s. It's so easy to make this card. That's basically it for the extra deck. Onto the side deck, you have 3 copies of Nibiru. Nibiru is amazing against a lot of matchups, but siding it is very optimal. 3 copies of Lightning Storm to go through 3 copies of Evenly in the side deck. So yeah, this for when we're forced to go second. Just kill all of those big combo decks or stuff like that. 3 copies of Waking the Dragon. In Game 2 and 3, everyone's going to be siding in backer removal, and Waking the Dragon is an incredible card to be siding in Game 2 and 3 in such a trap-heavy deck like this, because people are going to pop it, and then you can bring out one of your targets over here, depending on the matchup. Last Warrior, obviously, against a calm deck, you're going to be bringing out Last Warrior. Against a trap deck, you're bringing out Exterior to negate literally all their spells and traps. And then just generically, you can bring out Ultimate Falcon, and they just can't out it in one of those decks, you know? So it's really up to you which one you want to go for. But yeah, that's basically it for the deck profile. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash that one, comment down below what you guys think of the deck. Of course, subscribe to the channel. It is completely free, and I will appreciate it a ton, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright, guys. Peace.